Welcome back to Kossi's Arsenal Podcast. My name is Kossi. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. We are talking about the 6 things we learned from Arsenal 3, Tottenham Hotspur 1. Yet again, a very strong performance. Yet again, something to be proud of as an Arsenal fan. Something to be very, very glad about. We are on top of the table no matter what happens in the next hour in the Manchester derby. Hit the like button for me. 300 likes is the target. And of course, 60,000 subscribers is our next stop. Keep on hitting that subscribe button. Now, number 1, I think we should stop giving credit to all these teams. Arsenal are good, and this is a point I wanted us to talk about in Brentford, in the Brentford game. But then I thought probably Brentford are not that strong. But after beating Tottenham Hotspur 3-1, convincingly, strongly, well-deserved win, we need to talk about this Arsenal side in a positive way. I mean, many pundits out there are saying Arsenal winning games against relegation sides. That is when we beat Fulham. They're saying we're beating the likes of Brentford, the likes of Crystal Palace, the likes of Aston Villa that are struggling this season. And our test this season were the North London derby, the Manchester United game. And when we lost against Manchester United, they came out and shouted, "Look, Arsenal are not that good. They cannot stand their test. They cannot pass their tests." That was a test that we stood up to and cleared it out of the way very, very strongly. Now, I'm not going to even lie, guys. I'm not one of the best, the biggest fans of the debate Arsenal going to win the title or that. But we need to start taking up the respect that we deserve. This Arsenal side is very good. It is not the first time we have dominated a club 65% ball possession. It's not the first time we're having 22 shots on goal. It's not the first time we're having 9 shots on target. And having such metrics, having such statistics against a club like Tottenham Hotspur, it means we are good. Tottenham are not a side that you can, easily run down. They're not a side that you can easily put out of the game. We know they've got the quality to punish. We know they have some very good players. And their revolution under Antonio Conte, they're just a very different side. So I don't want to hear a pundit. I don't want to hear any analyst saying Arsenal are lucky. I don't want to hear words like Arsenal are not yet, standing out on big clubs. We have beaten the big clubs now. We have picked up points against Aston Villa, against Brentford. These clubs have beaten Manchester United, and Aston Villa has taken off points against Manchester City. I don't know why we don't get the credit we actually deserve. So for me, guys, point number 1 and the lesson we learned is we should stop undermining this Arsenal side. Everybody, everyone in the media, every fan, every banter fan, this is a lesson, and that was a very, very big message. We are not to be underestimated. We are not to be undermined this season. We are back, and we are back in style. Number 2, we have learned a lot from the Manchester United game. And I spoke about this in the preview. If Arsenal wanted to win against Spurs, take the mistakes we did against Manchester United. Learn from them, correct them, and then you're gonna beat Spurs so easily. And that's what we did. Look, against Manchester United, we played very, very well. Our passing was very good. I thought we dominated the ball very well as well. The only problem in that game was one. Literally, we gave away the ball so sloppily in those areas, and we never tracked back at a very, very good speed. Against Tottenham Hotspur, we literally did everything right. Apart from that Granit Xhaka sloppy touch in the penalty area, and Gabriel Magalhaes also coming in late for the challenge on Richarlison. Those are the only 2 things that I would say, okay, yeah, that was not right. But of course, it's 90 minutes of football. It's 90 minutes of a North London derby. Those things are always going to happen. You cannot be the only club on the show. Spurs were always going to have their moments, and when they had them, we reacted very, very well. So I am happy that unlike last season, where we lost a game because of particular reasons, and then we lost another because of the same reasons, and another because of the same reasons, Arsenal has started picking up lessons from previous games and rectifying those mistakes in the future games. Against Brentford, I say this. Brentford wanted to catch us on the counter-attack, just like Manchester United. We didn't allow them to get out. Tottenham also played the same similar strategy, and we didn't allow them to get out. They stand no chance. Such teams, when they play that style, when they play that kind of game plan, and you freeze them, they stand no chance. I've been watching Spain road to the World Cup when we won the World Cup in 2010. And I was looking at all the games we played. Literally, that Spanish side is all about freezing opponents, and that's what Arteta is doing. And I think we are going to win more games than we did last campaign. One, we are going to draw less games than we did last campaign, and we are going to lose less games than we did last campaign, because many of the Premier League teams this season are about sitting back and getting you on the break. Now, Arsenal really have a very good strategy with dealing with such clubs. I really pity them. I really pity them. So I think the mistakes for the Manchester United game served us a very good advantage. And I want to see how Manchester United approach the Manchester City game. Are they really gonna sit back and also try to catch Manchester City on the break? Because if they do, then it's gonna be a very interesting challenge. Because in the comment section, let me know, do you want Manchester United to win so that City give us a breather on top of the table, or you still hate Manchester United, you want City to win? Talk to me in the comment section. Number 3 is Partey needs to be fit every game, guys. I've not seen him play at that level for so long. This season, in 7 appearances, he has only played at the top level, I think, 1 or 2 games. But then, you guys, you saw what it means having Thomas Partey at his best, having Thomas Partey, very fit. He's so important. He's a dynamic defensive midfielder. Very good when it comes to turning around and allowing transition. Very good when it comes to breaking play and just freezing opponent. Look, what doesn't he do in that midfield, right? And one thing I love about him is he just makes all these other midfielders, the likes of Rodri, Fabio, he's called Fabio Ward, I mean the Liverpool guy, and those N'Golo Kante, he just makes them ordinary defensive midfielders. When you look at him, because I'm gonna say this, I didn't do my combined 11, but one of the players I would have slotted it in there was Pierre-Emile Højbjerg for Spurs. He's been absolute class this season. But yesterday, Højbjerg lost the battle 100% and comes back to Thomas Partey. When this Arsenal side want to win a game, Thomas Partey is the key. And I don't mean this that Thomas Partey should be fit. I mean, why don't we get someone very close to the standards of Thomas Partey, with an engine, with a work rate, with a work ethic? This guy doesn't even pick up these silly yellow cards that, many defensive midfielders pick up. He doesn't pick them up. His work is very clean. His work is very neat. So if you want to win more games, for me, get a player close to the standards of Thomas Partey. That way, it means you can share the workload between Partey and the other player, and then also it means that Thomas Partey will have enough rotation, so you won't have him pick up these ridiculous amount of injuries. For Christ's sake, he's 29, and for Africans, 29 means what? I mean, I don't want to say that, but it could mean 39. It could mean 40, for Africans. And I don't really blame us because, we're always strong. At 50, at 60, we are like 20, 25, 26-year-olds. So we are that strong. So for me, Thomas Partey is another lesson we've learned. Without Partey, we are always going to be struggling. We need someone to help Thomas Partey in that position. Number 4, Xhaka is now becoming a problem. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to say about Granit Xhaka anymore. I've talked about him winning the Man of the Month award. I've talked about him winning Premier League Man of the Month. I've talked about everything about this guy. The new role he's picked up is absolutely magnificent. I mean, most of you, including me myself, have never imagined Xhaka scoring more than 6 goals in a campaign. I'm gonna bet, all right? If Xhaka doesn't score more than 8 goals, Premier League only, this campaign, I'll give someone $100 on this channel, right? If Xhaka doesn't score more than 8, because I'm tipping him to score 10, but I'm gonna go more than 8, right? If he scores less than 8, I'm giving away $100 to one person who challenges me in the comment section. So get in the comment section if you feel Xhaka will not score more than 8. But in my opinion, he will score more than 8. That new position I mean, it explains itself why Arsenal wanted Yuri Tielemans. Just imagine if you had Tielemans and his fluidity and everything. But why Xhaka is better than Tielemans in that role is Arteta wants someone with a bigger work rate, a bigger engine, someone who's very, very solid defensively, and someone who's very, very physical. So you think about Xhaka as a guy who really helps out in midfield, and then you think about him as a guy who's going forward, creating those chances and scoring the goals. So in the last 2 games, Xhaka has created a superb assist and scored a decisive goal in the North London derby. This is not the language, these are not the semantics we are used to outlining when we speak about Granit Xhaka. We're always, we're used to saying he's been outrageous, he's been a disgrace, he's been, and this season for me, guys, my best player by a mile. Honestly, I can't lie, my best player at Arsenal by a mile. Good, consistent, resultful, mature leader. I don't know. I'm not even angry anymore about when I see him with that vice captain role. I'm not angry. I'm like, he deserves it, right? He deserves it. He's won the fan base back. He has the love of the fans, and almost all of us want him to get a new contract, and I'm sure he will get it. If the likes of Jadon Henderson are still playing in the Premier League, if the likes of James Milner are still playing in the Premier League, definitely. Xhaka with that form, Xhaka with that refined role, definitely needs a new deal. Number 5, William Saliba is a Ballon d'Or material, guys. Let's speak about him. Now, I said this when he was at Marseille, and there was a clip going viral of him bowling Kylian Mbappe. And I said this boy is going to sign for one big club. He's going to join one big club. Now, little did I know that big club is going to be Arsenal. And I said this boy will be a Ballon d'Or winner. That is when we loaned him at Marseille. He has come back at Arsenal. He has not signed a new deal elsewhere. He's not signed for a new club elsewhere, like I thought. He's come back at Arsenal, integrated himself, been integrated though by Mikel Arteta, if you want to put it that way, and he's absolutely bowling everyone. Harry Kane is one of the strikers that he's a beast, he's a threat, he's a lion, and many centre backs will quake just at the sniffs of Harry Kane, being around them. William Saliba didn't do that. I have footage of William Saliba turning around in his penalty area with Richarlison and Kane pressing him. And he overcomes the press, releases the ball to Thomas Partey so easily. This boy, we've not seen so many defenders in the conversation of winning the Ballon d'Or. Probably we have the likes of Cannavaro. I think Carlos Puyol should have been in the conversation as well. Rio Ferdinand, probably. Thiago Silva, for me, in my life, I've not seen a better centre-back than Thiago Silva in my life, especially when he was still at PSG and AC Milan. And probably, I don't know, right? But William Saliba is going to be the other centre-back that is clearly going to have a very, very big conversation. His name is going to have a very, very big impact on the Ballon d'Or conversation in the upcoming years. He's only 2021, and everyone speaks about him. And forget this, he's overhyped. There are times when we speak about players and we are overhyping them. Like the way we overhyped Lokonga when he was coming in, that was a kind of overhype. Like the way Phil Foden and the likes of Bounce and Mount are overhyped. Saliba is even not rated. Right? Some people don't even give him the respect he deserves, because people feel for a centre back to be that good, you must be 25, you must be 27. The guy is 21 and is one of the best now in Europe. Look, if he plays with Rafa Varane for France in the World Cup, I pity strikers. Now, I know it's going to be Jules Koundé and Rafa Varane. I don't have a problem because I don't want France to win it again. But honestly, if Saliba plays with Rafa Varane at centre-back for France, you will tell me the stories. You will definitely tell me the stories. Now, at number 6, Tottenham did not show up, guys. Tottenham did not show up. Look, we said it was a nice kickabout when we played Brentford. Yesterday was not a kickabout. I think we had more possession against Tottenham than we had against Brentford. Brentford showed some spirit. They were running. I saw Brian Bemo trying to run off his shoulder. I saw Ivan Toney bring a free kick, I think. What, did he bring a free kick? Yeah, he did. I saw Josh Da Silva as well, jumping around like it's raining. I mean, like little kids in the rain. Yesterday, I didn't see anything from Spurs. Okay, they got a red card. I saw them there. They also scored a penalty as well. They should have sent one man, Harry Kane, to get his usual derby goal, because he always does, by the way. They should have sent him, come and get your usual derby goal. And it's the end. It's embarrassing that people say the Premier League is becoming a farmer's league. It's not becoming a farmer's league, but in the near future, Manchester City and Arsenal will make the Premier League a farmer's league. Because if you're playing the teams that are expected to give us competition, right, and we are freezing them like this, we are not the best at this style. City are better, isn't it? City are the better side. But imagine City playing Tottenham Hotspur and they freeze them like that. Imagine City playing Manchester United and they freeze them like that. Because in that United game, Arsenal still had 60% of the ball. Right? We forced them. We created chances. We did everything. I think we're just naive. And the naivety comes from the fact that this squad is young. We don't have that experience you need. Tottenham, where did they? It's either they didn't get off the pass, or when they came to the showrooms, and the dressing rooms at the Emirates Stadium, they were attracted and they stayed there. They didn't show up completely. They really didn't show up. You know, it's one of those games where you score a goal and then they grab an equalizer, but then you're sure you'll score a second and you're sure you'll score a third. I think Arsenal should have scored 4 or 5, but it doesn't matter for me. I've always talked about taking your chances. We took our chances. Put games to bed. We put the game to bed. So I have nothing to complain about. And lastly, subscribe if you like the content, and I'll speak to you very, very soon.